Good morning.
And this is Hap May with a legal play.
And we are finishing up our holiday special. It is, we're coming up on the new year.
Yes.
2024.
Yes. I have a few things yet to get done this year, but we'll get there.
But we're going to celebrate. Happy New Year!
Yes.
And everything that means for you and your business.
Yes.
So, Hap, today's topic is New Year's resolutions.
Right.
For you and for your business.
Yes.
And what does that mean? I mean, people around the new year are like, okay, I'm gonna get in shape.
And that's good from a physical aspect. I mean, everybody should want to do that. But from a business aspect, it means something a little different.
Right. Getting your business in shape is usually making sure you got all your ducks in a row, but also getting compliant. That's kind of what I think is making sure you are doing what you need to be doing. You know, should any
and every business has tax and regulatory and just plain business things to think about and for one, they may not have been completely compliant or focused on that area. It's a good New Year's resolution to say, okay, whatever sort of regulatory compliance we have to deal with, whatever sort of reports and forms and accountings we need to do. Now's a good time to do it.
Yep.
If we need to get inspections or certain types of insurance in place. I mean, it's a good New Year's resolution. Okay, let's figure out what all we need to do to run so we're not taking risks and we're doing things proper and we don't have some government agency or some potential lawsuit exposure that we've kind of been not focused on protecting ourselves.
And that's understandable. I mean, a couple of blogs and podcasts ago, we were talking about the build-up, into December and how you get into December, you're like, oh my God, there's all these things I've forgotten to do. And that tends to settle down, I think, in January when you can kind of say, okay, all of that, retail, all of these things that I need to get done in January, now I can look and see what needs attention.
Yes. I think that's a good starting point for us. Yes.
Okay. So, what do we need to focus on, Hap? What's on our agenda today?
Well, there is this relatively new. It's not new, but its implementation is starting to begin. What they call a Corporate Transparency Act.
The Corporate Transparency Act.
Right,
what is that?
Right. Which is if you have a corporate entity, which you could include a corporation or a partnership or limited partnership, LLC, those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, we were able to in the past, file documents that just show who the owner is. So if the partnership is owned by a trust or by another partnership, or a corporation is owned by a partnership, we could just say, okay, corporation A is owned by partnership B. And that was all we had to do. Now, for many corporations, non-publicly traded corporations, no matter how small, there is a requirement, a disclosure that has to be made as to whom the ultimate owner is. So if I have a corporation, it's owned by a family limited partnership, of which a trust is the majority limited partner, I'm now going to have to disclose all the way down the line until I get to real people.
Yeah, who the beneficiaries are.
Who the beneficiaries are will have to be disclosed for many entities. And there's going to be a lot of new compliance action, but that starts to have serious effect, next year and in the future years. I mean, it just becomes more. Now, how exactly the government's going to enforce that or interpret and with the regulations, we don't know, which is unfortunate because that way you don't know how you could, what you have to do to get fully in compliance in the process. That's
usually the case with a lot of things.
Yes.
I've found out is something's coming up the pipeline. You need to do something, and some of those things you need to do, but not necessarily everything or how it's going to be enforced.
That's right. So stay tuned on that, but be prepared, particularly as you are forming new entities, which is what the initial requirements will focus on.
Yeah, and this is very relevant for what we're doing right now for a lot of our clients. We do form a lot of family limited partnerships and LLCs that
Yes.
that feed into trust accounts for
Right.
the benefit of families and things like that.
Right. And sometimes there could be numerous family members, and I'm still not exactly sure how you would disclose, future children, even though a trust could provide for future children. I don't know exactly how you disclose that.
Stay tuned.
Yeah,
I mean, we're doing this currently for a lot of our clients, and so we'll figure it out.
Stay tuned. That's true. But just be aware that's coming up. So be prepared to deal with that as you're trying to get compliant and get your business and your business life in shape.
Another thing that's been a topic recently for us is making sure your insurance is up to date.
Right, and that's twofold. One is there are certain properties you have that just should be insured. There are certain business risks that you need to have insurance for. Also, if you borrow money, as in fact, most businesses do, banks or lenders have requirements for certain insurance to be made, and it's a default in the loan not to have that insurance. So it's a good idea to kind of update what new equipment do I have, what new real estate do I have, what new property do I have, what new activity do I have that may be more risky than it was in prior years.
And that becomes relevant if you're trying to fight off foreclosure too, because if there's not good active insurance, that is that the judges.
That is a default in most deeds of trust mortgages, not to have proper insurance. And in recent, in the last year and going into battles this year, I have represented creditors who have had debtors that have gone into bankruptcy and not have insurance, and they are not in bankruptcy long if they don't have insurance.
Yeah.
In the process. So making sure you have the proper insurance. Another thing is, there are new things going on in the world that, there are new insurance policies for. Some of the cyber hacking and things like that, and business interruption from having some sort of cyber attack or ransomware type thing there are insurance policies you can have for that.
Which I feel like business owners should not take lightly or say, that's one of those insurance, plans that I don't really need. That's just a money grab for some things. But honestly, hacking is it's a very real thing. The cyber attacks and the ransomware that shut your business down for a while. You definitely have the risk of losing money. In the end, that's the insurance there for that.
And there's all sorts of state and government agencies that have new requirements for maintaining insurance or more exposure because the laws have allowed for plaintiffs to bring more actions against that. One of the more interesting ones, and I'm not exactly sure what kind of policy they have in that, but to the extent that they have these libel and slander cases that we've seen recently, where huge judgments are given against people, but also people that sometimes in connection with the business they have. And there's some new court cases are developing new problems for business. Not problems, making it more difficult for business because some things we thought that they were exempt from, or not exempt from, but would not be, a corporation would not be held liable for. They are now. And there are all sorts of additional requirements and consumer protections and so on. So it's a good idea to take a look at, what new businesses I am, what new exposure is there, either because of new laws, new regulations, or just new trends in court cases.
And see if, and as far as insurance goes, see if there's insurance for it, and if you end up getting a policy and paying premiums, those are often deductible.
Yes, particularly business, they probably are deductible.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So take a look at your insurance.
Okay. What else?
Well, businesses, have plans for the year, and it's good if that's formal plan. If you update your business plan such as, okay, what's going to happen next year, and kind of know, am I going to expand, and what do I need to be doing, now if I'm going to expand later in the year? Am I going to be hiring people? Am I going to be hiring executives for which I need to look at employment contracts? Also, covenants not to compete, and the law is constantly changing in that, so you have to take a look at that.
That's a topic coming up, so stay tuned.
And also look at do I have people retiring? Am I retiring? do I plan to sell the business, part of the business? Do I plan to buy a bunch of new equipment, and what all needs to be done with regard to that? Is my bank financing? Do I need to expand my bank financing? Do I need to renew it because it's becoming due? Do I not have bank financing and I want to get bank financing to do something next year? Let's figure out what you need to do, because a lot of businesses, they can do, keep a general ledger and do a tax return. That's all the accounting they need to do. But when they find they need to, present things to the banks, they need to do much more in the way of accounting. And
Yes.
you can't just wait until the day before you need the loan to start getting all of those documents in place.
Yes.
So that's something to be thinking about in the process.
Right, and making sure you have good records and
Right.
accounts of transactions, so that if there is an audit,
Yes.
you can say, look,
Yes.
we did everything we needed to.
And it's also a good time to look at what am I doing that I make money on, and what am I doing I don't make money on, and try to do more of what you do make money on and less of what you don't, whether that's a particularly specialty or a group of clients or customers that you really don't make any money on, products you don't really make money on, and maybe to refocus on those services or products or customers that you actually can make a profit on the process. And that's a new year is a good time to kind of go through that list. We've gone through our Christmas list, and now we need to go through our who do we really want to do business with next year?
Mm-hmm.
What do we really want to do?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the biggest thing that a business should want to do about this time of year.
Right, so that's getting in shape.
All right.
If this video was relevant to you, or if you think it might be relevant to someone else, go ahead and share the link. Visit our website. And if you liked it, hit like and subscribe. And yeah,
All right.
everybody have a happy new year.
All right, we'll see you next year.
All right, thanks, Hap.
Bye.